afternoon. So today we decided to take a look, or rather a further look, at the rather poorly Solavox 16R19, also known and also branded as the ITT 3226. I've also discovered that it was branded as a Solara and a number of other obscure brands. I think ITT probably being the most recognisable. Now, we have had a number of challenges with this particular set. One of the big challenges is trying to find a service manual. So there is an ITT 3227. The ITT 3227 is similar in appearance, I think, to the 3226, but uses a completely different chassis. The chassis in this particular set, after a lot of digging around, is the same chassis, or a very similar chassis, as used in the ITT 3214. The chassis is known as the Pico S2 or Pico S3. Not 100% certain which chassis this one uses, but it's either the Pico S2 or S3. Certainly the circuit diagrams that we've managed to find do seem to suggest cross-referencing components that we're on the right track as regards the chassis and certainly the service manual that we found. So in this particular exercise we replaced the horizontal decoder chip, which was that TDA, I've completely forgotten the number of it, but it was the Philips TDA chip that we had to replace. That brought back horizontal sync, but the actual input picture was still really poor. We also discovered that the HT rail, which should be at 115 volts, was actually down to 90 volts, between 85 and 90 volts, which would cause us quite a large number of issues when actually coming to displaying a picture. So that is currently where the investigation is. The tube itself, we don't believe that there are any problems with the tube. It's certainly a lot happier since I turned that G2 control down. We've also, on the neck board, discovered a couple of dry joints, specifically with the blue output transistor. So once that was soldered back in, we've actually got a suitable raster which doesn't look sort of purpley or pinky, which it certainly did without the blue gun being able to output anything. So the next stages for this particular set is going to be looking around the chopper circuit. So we're not sure if there's a problem with the chopper transformer or some of the discrete components around that actual transformer. The previous engineer did suggest that there had been a flashover from the line output transformer. We're not 100% certain on that, because the engineer did state that the flashover had actually damaged the tube. However, because the G2 control was all the way up, we believe that the tube's self-protection, so X-ray protection, was actually coming in and cutting the picture, giving the sort of the popping effects that we did observe. And since the G2 has been turned down, we haven't had any of those sort of issues. Also, since we've replaced the resistors and those ceramic capacitors that I mentioned in the last video, the picture is a lot more stable, albeit it cannot quite get sync. We are able to get sound back, so one of the features of this set is if it doesn't lock on to a picture or lock on to a signal, it will mute the sound or mute the audio. In this instance, we now have managed to restore audio, and that was with a combination of replacing that TDA chip, I think that was the 2519, horizontal deflection chip, and also replacing a number of capacitors and resistors in the horizontal output stage, which was that stage next to the very large heatsink, which was next to the line output transformer. Because we now have the circuit diagram, it should actually give us a better idea of where the problem lies and allow us to troubleshoot with a bit more accuracy, rather than the sort of look and assume approach that we have been using, which has worked to get us to this stage, but we really needed that circuit diagram just to be able to move us on to the next portion of the troubleshooting phase. Anyway, hopefully we'll have more on this set, and hopefully it won't be condemned to the bin, but if it is, then so be it. We'll try and salvage as much of it as possible, specifically the tube, which is not the easiest of sized tubes to get hold of. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. If you've got any suggestions as to what the problem may be, also drop a note into the comments. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and don't forget to join me on the next one. Thanks for watching.